This is Region A of the dungeon. Longtail's destiny. Longtail. Longtail is a wererat sorcerer with a quick mind, charisma, and great ambitions. Research and the aid of his familure, Acheysx, Longtail found out about the dungeon, its history, and original purpose. Through Acheysx's ability to commune with the infernal powers, he learned that there was a long-forgotten chapel close to the entryway to the dungeon and held a gateway to an extra-dimensional space where multitudes of infernal beasts had been trapped. Releasing those beasts, Acheysx told Longtail would make the wererat their master and would make a ferocious army available to him. Longtail's destiny was clear. Longtail's endless charm allowed him to bring together a diverse force of humanoids to accompany him on his quest. Gathered from the disinfected elements of half a dozen tribes, kobolds, troglodytes, orcs, and even an ogre rallied to his side and agreed to make the journey with the half-friend, half-fiend. Fueled by the promise of treasure and led by lizard folk guides, Longtail's force made its way to the dungeon in short order. Entering the long-lost entrance, the humanoids began exploring the area, searching for the tome's fabled wealth. Longtail himself, guided by Acheysx, led a small expedition into the farthest reaches. At first, the humans were eager to exploit their new home, greeting the absence of Longtail as a chance to gather as much treasure as possible while the friend was gone. But as search party after search party came back empty-handed, and with tales of barren rooms filled with nothing but traps, trouble ensued. It had been Longtail's natural leadership that held the unusual force together, and now the remaining humanoids were left to their own devices. Soon the natural rivalries of the various humanoid groups began to assent themselves. Insults and slights led to shouting and shoving, suspicions and rumors that one group had found a treasure and was not sharing it with the others led to bitter accusations, inevitably armed confrontations, isolated clashes took place, and Longtail's force was splintered in two, with the reptilians, composed of kobolds and their Crenshaw mounts, troglodytes, and lizard folk, banding together out of necessity against the more numerous orcs and their ogre enforcer. The dungeon was divided between the two sides, and each side searched looking for treasure that they would never find, and as their own searches became fruitless, each side became convinced that the other side had found something. Spying gave way to full-blown battles as the two factions, spurred on by their frustrations, searched and fought across the length and breadth of the area. In a short time, they forgot about the searching for treasure and were concerned only with wiping out their enemies. During this time, the quest of Longtail was ignored by the humanoids, neither side caring any longer, and had brought them to the dungeon originally. Some even forgot about their half-friend, half-fiend. They would soon be reminded, for even as the humanoids fought amongst themselves, Longtail led his expedition to the Forgotten Chapel. There, with and of his familiar, Acheysx, he opened the gateway, fully intent on becoming what he knew he was destined to be. And you only have knowledge of everything I just said if you are either a cleric or wizard scrying, to see, knowledge, omniscience, things you wouldn't normally know, or if you're a bard and have bardic knowledge, which in case you probably just saying all this information out for no reason. Or maybe you didn't know any of this going into it. But things did not turn out as he planned. While Longtail could control some of the beasts, he could not control all of them, and soon a wave of extraplanar beasts, driven on by the hatred, rushed through the dungeon. Falling on the fighting humanoids, the beast struck a hammer blow that filled the dungeon with the blood and the screams of Longtail's erstwhile allies. And even as Longtail tried desperately to gain control, Acheysx and the infernal powers smiled. You have random encounters. And there is razor wire across the hallway. All these random encounters and stepping over razor wire help add up. The sharpness of the razor wire that you have to keep on stepping over makes you feel edgy and makes you watch your step more, and all the random encounters you did around the razor wire. Well, you level up at this point. You are now level 7. You are a badass. You are more capable than a lot of things. A lot of things don't get to level 7, and you should feel good about yourself. Now I'm not going to be so easy on you, because I've been easy on you this whole time and letting you just have successes. Now that you're level 7, I'm going to be a lot more difficult as a DM. I'm going to actually try and kill your characters, and you have to use your intelligence to survive. You have to actually think about your actions and not just go around slaying everything and stabbing it, or charming it and calming it down.